Hi, my name is Krista, and I'm the one who founded the Armed and Dangerous Women of Clovis group. And I just wanted to introduce myself and get a chance to talk to you today about a holster that I want to review called the Sticky Holster. So I'll tell you a funny story first. The day that my Sticky Holster came in the mail, I was wearing it around the house and trying it out, and my concealed carry card hadn't actually come in the mail yet. So I had gotten the notification from the sheriff's office saying that I did get the card, that it was coming in the mail, but it hadn't actually arrived yet. I was kind of in limbo. And my daughter said, "Hey mom, I want to go get something at Target." And I thought, I'm gonna keep my gun in my holster on and just go on this quick Target run and get what she needed. Even though my license hadn't officially come in the mail yet, I just wanted to see what it was like wearing my gun in public for the first time. So deep down inside of me, I had this fear that those security detector things by the door were somehow going to alert the security that I had a gun on me, or some alarms would just go blaring when I walked through the door. When you wear your gun for the first time, you feel really conspicuous. You feel like everybody's looking at you. Everybody must know you have it on you. So I felt a little bit nervous. So my daughter and I walked through the door and we made it past those security things by the door. No alarms went off. I was starting to feel a little bit better. We made it about 50 feet in, and up behind me comes a security guy. "Excuse me, ma'am," and my heart about exploded. I was so terrified. But he said, "Your daughter can't have those skates on in the store." See, my daughter was wearing roller skates, so. Oh, hello, Molly. This is Molly. She came to say hello. Hi, Mom. So that's my funny story about wearing my gun in public for the first time. So you can rest assured that the security alarms will not go off when you walk through Target. They don't have some silent alarm letting them know that you have a gun. So anyways, I wanted to talk to you about the Sticky Holster, which I am wearing right here, in what you'd call about a 5 o'clock position. These cost, I think, about $30, and they are soft holsters that are made of a grippy material that stays firmly in your waistband when you draw it. So the gun comes out, the holster stays in your waistband. And I have been really enjoying this holster. Now I'll tell you that gun experts have 3 requirements for a holster, and this holster does not meet any of those requirements. So it's a little bit controversial of a holster, and I'll show you why. So this is a different holster. This one is a Kydex holster from the Well Armed Woman. And I have on here on the back of what they call their comfort shield, which is just velcroed onto the back of it to make it not so uncomfortable. And this material is actually like the same thing that the Sticky Holster is made of. It's a very grippy material. So this holster is one that would meet all of the criteria of what a gun expert would say is necessary, which are that it should be a hard holster, that it should attach to your clothing, preferably a belt, in a firm manner. So you can see it has a clip here made to attach to a belt. And the third criteria is retention. So what they mean is that when your gun is in the holster, there should be no way to dump it out, that it should not come out unless you pull it out yourself. Okay, so this meets those criteria, but for me, this thing is just, it's massive, it's bulky, it's very uncomfortable, and very hard for me to conceal. I'm really a skinny person. I'm pretty you know, not very curvy. I have to wear more flowy clothes to hide a gun on me, and even I can't even hide a gun on the front of me unless I'm going for a is she maybe pregnant look. I call it, is she packing or is she pregnant? That's about the best I can pull off when I try to hide a gun on the front of me in an appendix carry or a cross carry. So I end up going on just beside my strong side hip. I can conceal pretty well in that area. So what I do for work is that I'm a housekeeper. So I am bending and moving and lifting, reaching all day long. I'm in constant motion. So I really have a hard time concealing without flashing on my clients with my gun. So I really have to have something that stays snug to my body, that's comfortable enough to be moving in and wearing for 9 hours a day straight minimum. So I gave the sticky holster a try, but like I said, it does not meet the expert criteria. So it's not a hard holster. It is bendable. However, it does offer trigger protection, so I don't feel like there's any way that I can pull the trigger. I mean, I would have to purposefully stick my finger down in here to pull the trigger. So is it possible that the trigger can be pulled while it's in the case? Yes, but you would have to do so intentionally. Retention, it will fall out if you shake it upside down. Am I going to be doing cartwheels at work? No, I am not. I don't ever see myself being in a position that this is going to go flying out, being that it's trapped between my waistband and my body. And so I would say, you know, this holster, it has its limitations, but if you understand what those limitations are and you use common sense and only use this holster when it makes sense to use the holster, there's absolutely no reason why this wouldn't be safe. So this holster, like I said, depends on retention. So it needs pressure against it. So if you were a person who wore really baggy jeans, this is not the holster for you. If you're like me and you wear nothing but tight jeans all the time, and I wear a belt every day just so my butt crack doesn't show when I bend over and clean things at work. So I have plenty of retention, plenty of pressure in the clothing that I wear, to where I'm not worried that this is going to slip down my pants leg or down, you know, into my pants or anything. This is not going anywhere in the type of clothing that I wear. But I would not recommend this for somebody who wore loose shorts or loose pants. It's not for skirts. It's not for pockets, because a pocket does not have the pressure that it takes to pull this out. It's not made to carry in a purse, because again, there's nothing that will make this stay behind unless you were to maybe put a clip on it and attach that clip inside your purse. So just to understand the limitations, I do find this holster really convenient to change carry positions if you want to throughout the day. I'll show you where I typically tuck it, which is right here. So I'll work all day long with it in the back like that, and it won't show at all. I do find, like, if I bend over a lot and stand back up, maybe my t-shirt will get tucked a little bit over the top of my gun. It's not showing, but see, my shirt's tucked there, so I find myself doing this a lot, just making sure that my fabric is still draping over top of it so it's not printing. But that's the only thing that ever really happens. So when I'm done working and I get in the car, sometimes I'll switch it over to more of a cross carry position. which is really convenient for driving because your seatbelt is going across here. So my weapon is easily accessed if I'm in the car sitting down and I have my seatbelt. So you can see I don't carry well on the front. It just sticks out so much for me. But in the car in a seated position, that doesn't show at all. So while I'm driving, even though it's not super uncomfortable to have it here while I drive, but I will sometimes switch it over to the front just so it's more accessible from a driving position. My kid's dad lives kind of in the ghetto, so when I go pick them up, I'm always extra alert and aware of my surroundings, and like to have my firearm more easily accessible. And if something were to happen and then I'm trying to scramble behind, my seatbelt to get my gun from the back, I wouldn't say it's impossible, but I would say it's a quicker access from the front position. And then, if I'm going to my boyfriend's house or something and want to relax for a while, I can just pull this whole thing out. If my kids are around, I'll take the magazine out and unload it and just put it in my purse. This is unloaded, by the way. I'm being very safe. So I haven't gotten myself a concealed carry purse yet, so I have taken this with me to church and just put this whole thing in my purse. But I am aware that if I were in a position where I needed to draw it, that I would have to retain this myself to be able to pull it out of my purse. Otherwise, I'm pulling the whole thing out with me. You don't ever want to put a gun loose in your purse with no trigger protection. So I feel like this is safer just because it offers trigger protection. So that's kind of an overview of the sticky holster. And I carry a Smith & Wesson M&P Shield and 9mm. Right now that's the extended magazine. And I really like it. I don't know. I'm sure the gun experts know what they're talking about with some of these like extra safe features, but I definitely feel like if you are aware of the sticky holsters limitations, and you just make sure to stay within its strong points, that you're not going to have any problem and that you'll like it too. All right, that's it for now. Bye.